Over to you now, Samir, with as the third and last of the DISQ Institutions fellows. Samir, we see this clock here, but we can add another 5 minutes. I'm the co-organizer of the conference. I can do that. So.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, all. Can I get a quick response just to make sure?
Good afternoon.
Okay, so it's a bit like going back to school. Want to make sure all the students are awake. So thank you all for patiently listening in. My name is Samir Rawal. For those who can't see me, I'm a very handsome 20-year-old, 40-year-old, wearing a black t-shirt. I have spectacles, which is my disability. I will probably walk you through the work that we do at Digital Impact Square and the opportunity for scaling within Digital Impact Square. So what is Digital Impact Square? It's a one-of-a-kind pre-incubator. We use the word pre-incubator very clearly because I think there's a lot of understanding of incubation as a journey from product to market. We actually exist before the product even exists. So we have a vision to create change by creating change makers. Right? So it's a very fundamental vision that we've started a journey with. We were set up in 2016, so this is our 8th year in existence. We've been supported by TCS Foundation, so Tata Consultancy Services, for those who may not be aware, is a small IT company running out of India with 600,000 employees. We're based in Nashik. We aim to create impact and scale by nurturing social entrepreneurship, but we want to target the youth. What we realized is not many young people are coming into this space. We have a lot of problem solvers, but they're not looking at social impact. So we want to change their mindset. So the average age of a co-founder is only 23 years in our incubation setup. We have created a very successful impact innovation framework. We use human-centric approach. I think that itself, nothing about us without us, is essentially human-centric framework. So put people at the center of all solutions, especially complex social challenges. We look at technology-led innovations. There are many ways in which a problem can be solved, but as we move into the future, we realize technology becomes more and more inherent in this whole setup. So we're looking at technology-led innovations. And so far, we're very proud that we've had more than 19 startups that have emerged, been either incubated or supported in this journey. Collectively, more than 6 million lives have been impacted, right? And this is again not just the disability sector. We also work in other sectors, agri and healthcare and education and all of those things, right? And more than 160 young change makers. These are all people, youngsters below the age of 25, 26, who have continued their journey into the social sector. So specifically, if we look at the disability sector, just to highlight the work that we have done in this space, our startups have collectively impacted more than 150,000 lives. And this is a matter of just 6 years. Okay, so even though we started in 2016, our first successful assistive tech startup, one of the co-founders actually sitting here, started the journey in 2018. They started the journey. And since then, we have had more than 150,000 lives touched. So we have 9 assistive tech startups that have been incubated, supported. 4 of these are creating global impact. When I say global, means they have users beyond India. One of the aspirations that we have for every startup, including ourselves. There are 3 with, where we have person with disabilities co-founders. We have, this kind of shift where a person with disabilities can also aspire to become startup entrepreneurs, not just entrepreneurs. There's a difference between startup entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, right? I think we want to bring that shift, and we're very, very, glad that we are finding more persons with disabilities applying to our program as startup co-founders. And 4 of these, and these are very young startups, okay? These are like 2 years, 3 years, so they may not even have 10 employees. But 3 or at least 4 of those are inclusive. They have hired people with disabilities. So it's a great employment opportunity as well. In fact, there are 2 startups out there, Dextraware and Accessible. I'm not sure if you've seen that they're part of our incubation. They both have, employees who are PWDs. So what's been our influence? So a lot of influence, I won't go too much, but for example, because we started off in a very unique space, we are now involved in policy discussions because we're in Maharashtra, district of Maharashtra, we are involved in the So we can help influence policy, especially make policy more inclusive when it comes to entrepreneurship and startups. So that's what we've done. DISH platform that we heard Dipesh speak about it. Dan has been working with us for the last 3 years. So a lot of the learnings that we have contributed have gone into the ideation of DISH platform as well. Petronas, which is in Malaysia, they have replicated our entire model as is. This is a separate conversation, but they call it Seed Labs. Again, which gives us confidence that we can be replicated. People can learn or copy or whatever you want to call it and create impact. Our own startups like assistive tech. When we started our journey, very few assistive tech startups. Maybe you just see a few handful of those. And what we realize is there are not many role models. You really need some role models. The reason why startup in India has kind of broken through is because sometime in the 2015, 16, 17, we started seeing the Flipkarts and the Olas and all these amazing startup co-founders, unicorns that inspired a whole generation of people to want to become entrepreneurs. We hope we can do that in the assistive tech space in a similar, ways. Finally, I love this. We are ready to scale, but if you want to go quickly, you want to scale quickly, we walk alone. But if you want to go far, we have to walk together. Right? So this is my favorite quote. It's an African proverb. And for the last 3 years, we have had some amazing synergies for greater impact. So Digital Impact Square and Enable India have come together. And then has been part of the journey, every step that we have taken to create those successful startup and impact. This is what walking together looks like. As always, Delhi is at the center of attraction, as you can see on the screen and on stage. So can't escape that. But this picture has 4 different groups of people. The gentleman at the center wearing blue is Den. And he's all smiles because, he's so happy. He's looking somewhere else, but he's very happy. Okay. The gentleman in the white shirt is a local citizen influencer of Nashik. He's part of a citizen collective, and he's very passionate about innovation. So we're getting a citizen involvement in ecosystem, community involvement. The 3 young people smiling on the front are co-founders of 3 amazing startups, Russell Labs, Dextrovare, and LifeSpark. 2 of those have come in Shark Tanks and have been, we found them, they have found some amazing investors. And those smiling people at the back are all, leadership from TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, leadership from Tata Group. And the 3 gentlemen on the left, myself included, are coaches who have been creating this startup. The girl in blue is a visually impaired girl. She is the first employee of one of the startups. Right? So she started up as a user and eventually became an employee. So this is what we mean by walking together. Right? Each one of these, if they were separate, would probably create impact, but not at the scale that we've been able to. And this is what we want to replicate the rest of the world as well. So when we say we're ready to scale, okay, I think I highlighted we're looking to support organizations with shared values. I think a lot of people said shared values is very important. So it is very important. So we're looking for organizations with shared values. Okay, and what are we willing to offer? So we have this amazing framework. We're willing to open source it. Anybody wants to learn how we managed to create such success stories can connect with us. We offer deep ecosystem immersion. So if you want to bring your entire organization to Nashik to see how we operate, we'll be happy to host you. We can help in developing or refining incubation models. Like in Maharashtra State Innovation, I'm on the advisory panel for a couple of incubation programs. So we are constantly helping other organizations who are trying to run their own incubation programs. We want affordable innovations from DISQ to the rest of the world. There are 3 of them here. 2 of them are awardees of Zero Project as well. So something that we feel. We also want to do the other way around. If there are startups outside of India who want to come to India, we are happy to support them as well. Again, that's part of scaling. So scaling out and scaling in. And finally, we want to work with other coaches and mentors to share knowledge and insights. I think, as Ben mentioned, a bridge needs to be built, and we want to be that bridge, right? So that the crossover can happen. These are QR code for anybody who wants to scan and quickly see what we're doing. I would just like to end this with this kind of trigger happened right now on the stage. Is Den mentioned it, and I think Prachi mentioned, caregivers. Everybody looks at the individual but not at the caregivers. It's time we acknowledge caregivers and give them the support they need. I feel we as incubators are caregivers of the startups, right? And everywhere startups get all the accolades, okay? But there's a whole caregivers ecosystem behind them. Enable India, Youth for Jobs, so many of them are working in the background, supporting these individuals to succeed. We are caregivers, and I'm so glad through Zero Project and through Enable India, caregivers are also getting some opportunity to scale and be acknowledged. So thank you so much for being patient with us.
Thanks everyone who contributed to this great panel. We are some minutes over time. Apologies for this, but I think it was definitely worth every minute. We will give them a good round of applause, but I think even more impact you would create if you have some ideas how to really work together. All of them offered really concretely what they're working on. So if you have some idea, just catch them, grab them, and don't let them go. Thank you.